Oh my god, TNA fam. I know this is not breaking news for some of you guys. Because, well, I've just like woken up here in my time, here in Australia. But this is breaking news for me that they've officially announced it. Now, I didn't know that they were going to announce that AJ was going to be on the show. But it's smart, isn't it? Like, it's one of those smart things to do. Like, we know what happened last time that they did this. But I know that, like, there's not perhaps maybe as much interest somewhat. But then again, I think that fans will always be interested and care. They've always had this connection with AJ for what, over 20 years for this guy. And like, oh man, I they, oh my god, I just, like, oh man, I'm really happy with this, man. I mean, I think everyone has to be happy with this. I said the other day or whatever it was, um, there that really this was like the rubber meets the road type situation. Like I said before, I feel like they might be like with AJ or whatever that he's not going to wrestle in TNA, but like I still kind of hold out hope for that. I mean, we've got till April, I think, because there was a lot of chatter to say that he'll have his last match at WrestleMania. Um, I mean, I know that's not confirmed or whatever, but I think that sounds like probably what will happen. Like, I know a lot of people, me included, want to see AJ's in the ring there with Leon. Maybe you could have that at WrestleMania. I mean, but I would rather not see that at WrestleMania. I know a lot of people might want to see it at WrestleMania, but I'd rather see something like that in TNA because it's really a match for TNA in my opinion. Anything like that, any match between AJ and a TNA person, basically, um, like anyone that's on the TNA roster currently, is a match that I want to see in TNA more than I want to see in WWE. I mean, that being said, though, like what a WrestleMania match it would be, and like what a farewell to pretty much literally the GOAT. A lot of people consider to be. I certainly do. Um, you know, yeah, man, I just don't even know what to say with this because like you know it is what it is. It's insane. I'm so glad that this is like I said, so glad that this is happening because it's like I think like we talked a bit about like some of the people that are potential. There's been a lot of potential around like Jericho turning up, and I think that even just that, like I said, the whispers in the wind, so to speak, of like, oh, is Jericho turning up? Is AJ turning up? Or whatever. It's like that sounds cool, or that sound like I think a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, that'll be a nice surprise if Jericho or if this or if that or whatever turns up. But I think perhaps a lot of people were like, we need a little bit more. The last couple of matches that were added, like the tag team match between Elijah and the Hardys and Order 4, the tag team match with the Inspiration versus the Elegance brand. Well, I think one of the reasons that was kind of put together as well, which I didn't think of, was like the Inspiration like they're a major, will have been a major WWE presence in the past, and a lot of people know who they are. So again, like perhaps like Leon and Myron, maybe not a lot of people, as many people know who they kind of are as much, but like they're amazing young wrestlers and they're gonna steal the show. They're gonna have hopefully a really strong 4-star, 5-star match out there. So you don't have to worry about them like carrying the load. And I didn't really talk about all this sort of stuff in the um in the preview or whatever. But yeah, like obviously, like perhaps some people are not as familiar with like some of the main eventers in TNA, like Mike Santana and whatnot, and all this. But I think like when you get to see some of these guys on screen, it kind of like uh, gives you that perspective of, oh, okay, these guys are, you know, something of major players or whatever, um, or they do have that, you know, air about them. They do have that swagger. They do have that um, that vibe or whatever else. So yeah, I think like maybe I don't know, because they announced Joe Hendry on the Genesis. Perhaps that's why they said, "Hey, that's something." You know, like I don't know. It's like feels very similar. I don't know, but oh my god, this is like like what was it like a few months ago, like 4, 5, 6 months ago or something, that he was back in the company. No, it was longer than that, wasn't it? Yeah, it was about 6 months ago, June, July. Yeah, but anyway, so again, it's not like, again, this is sort of the thing that sometimes you would do back in the day. Like somebody goes away for 6 months, whatever it is, and Elijah's been away for like 6 months, like or even I think more. But yeah, like same sort of thing. These guys have been away for a long time, kind of thing. Now they're back, you know, and it's amazing that Elijah's back with that injury that he had. And I'm happy for him too. But you know, like I'm super happy for this, because this is like, you know, another, finally another, you know, major WWE like appearance. Like I said, is it going to lead to anything? I don't know. I would obviously love it to. Everyone would love it to. Um, if it leads to something, that's great. That's awesome, obviously. But if it leads to nothing, I still feel like I don't. I don't know. I still feel like it's one of those things that it's like, this is nice. Finally, they've actually given us one of those carrots, or a nibble at that carrot, so to speak. Um, so, um, yeah, I still don't think that it actually makes up 100% for everything that TNA has done. And again, I still feel, you know, to sort of earn what they should deserve, in my opinion, in some ways, or what they've done. Um, you know, but still, you know, you're gonna get um maybe another few months, I would say, till WrestleMania, or until the point that AJ does officially retire. That's the point at which, I start to say, I don't know what else you could do already with like this relationship between WWE and TNA. And like I don't know that there's anyone else, like maybe Joe Hendry, but like I feel like, does that make any dollars and cents for you to bring back Joe? Would he really be like all that like important, or all that helpful, or I don't know. Maybe. Um would have to wait and see, but still, I don't know. You could never tell what's what and where's where, who, whatever. All that, so hope for the best for it, but still, like, obviously, if he does come back, I still think it could be something. It wouldn't be on this level, I don't think. Maybe I could be wrong, but yeah, I would start to question this relationship. Like, as a more long-term relationship, I start to wonder where it can go or what it can actually produce for each brand or each company or whatever. I think just going sort of quiet on it for a while and then saying maybe we'll get back to it, or maybe something will come up or whatever, or maybe like if Jericho is here or if Jericho is in WWE, maybe he'll make an appearance or whatever else he'll do. Actually, I said before, like, I said it'd be cool, kind of cool to see Jericho come in to WWE, perhaps win the Royal Rumble, and ask WWE if he can challenge for the TNA title at WrestleMania. Now I think that would be more interesting if you have Jericho appearing on TNA TV for a few weeks, for a few months, or whatever else it is, and whatnot, doing that sort of stuff leading up to, WrestleMania from the Royal Rumble, instead of turning up on Raw or SmackDown or whatever else it is, he turns up on TNA and then says, I'm going to challenge for, or whatever it is. Maybe, I don't know how you could do it, but yeah, like somehow would it have to be a surprise? I don't know. Or he says, yeah, I'm going to challenge the TNA champion either on Raw or SmackDown or something. I don't know. Yeah. Well, like WrestleMania's, I mean, the Royal Rumble is probably on a Saturday or a Sunday, right? So you'd have that Monday Night Raw pretty much right after it. I don't know whether he's going to be on Raw or going to be on SmackDown or both or whatever. But yeah, like, perhaps they say, hey, you've got to choose who your WrestleMania, who you're challenging at WrestleMania. Are you going to challenge Punk, or are you going to challenge, or whoever it's going to be, which, whatever. Are you going to challenge this person? Or maybe, like, that doesn't work. I don't know, because maybe they've already got plans for whoever's winning the Rumble. But maybe like, you can still do, like, Jericho saying, hey, I want a WrestleMania match, or whatever. And they're saying, oh, that's cool, Chris. Yeah, but who do you want it to be against? And it's obviously not for a championship. I mean, I don't know whether you can do anything for Elimination Chamber, and, like, that would be such a, like, slow roll. But I already feel like you should start, like, planting it way before that, and saying, no, I want to face the TNA champion at WrestleMania. Like, I don't know. So that sounds cool to do, and it's like, if Jericho crosses that line and actually appears for a few, even once or twice, like, it'll be big. So, but yeah, like, this is huge. This is massive. I don't know whether, yeah, I actually don't think I'll say thank you to WWE, but yeah, in a way, it is a bit of a thank you, but it is like, well, we've well and truly earned this. Like I said, and I think they need to let AJ have one match in TNA, and I feel like it should be against Leon. I don't know when and where and whatever else that you're gonna do it, but yeah, and especially before WrestleMania, or whatever. But yeah, that would be amazing. That would be awesome. But, like, if it doesn't happen, it's like, well, so what? That's cool, But now it's like time to start saying, well, we've got a couple more years left in theory, left in this deal. But what else can we do together? We've basically done everything, especially with NXT. Like, there's nothing more that we can do with them. Like, and especially now, like, NXT is, like, pretty pretty uh pretty empty. Like there's Ricky Saints, I think that's about it. That's the only real, or maybe Ethan Page, maybe JC Jane. Those are the only like fairly top people that they've kind of got left over there. And it feels like they'll be calling some of those people up to the main roster soon or at some point. I said before they might need to bring some of their like main roster guys that they aren't really doing a whole lot with back down there and just help that brand out a bit more. I don't know, but that's up to them. I don't really care all that much. But yeah, I still feel like, you know, the only things that TNA can kind of do now are like maybe with the main roster, like I don't know, but I don't think that they would want to do anything like that. So, but that's maybe what they'll do. I don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Will they ever like really go like to that level? I don't know whether they would or whether they won't. And I think like 3 years is a huge amount of time. So it's like, what are we doing, guys? Like seriously, like there's nothing else that we can do with NXT basically already. And like even if we were doing something with the main roster guys, it's like, well, what are we gonna do? Because you've already done this whole invasion sort of storylines that you've already done and stuff like that. So like, yeah, I don't know. And do you really want? I don't know. I this is where I think the tripping point is like how much do they actually want to help TNA? I don't know. That's the thing. Like this is helping TNA, but I don't know whether they really want to help TNA. I think they were just like, okay, we'll get the ball rolling for you and whatnot, or help you with some of this stuff. But like, you know, realistically, I think that they'll be like, oh, maybe we've swung too hard and gone and given them a little bit too much, and now they're actually like, you know, now they're actually expecting way more from us than, you know, than what we're willing to give. So, but yeah, it is what it is, obviously. But yeah, I can't wait to see this, but I don't know whether I'm going to get to see it live properly because of the time difference and because of all that stuff. So, yeah. But we'll wait and see how it goes. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I didn't even do my regular intro or anything, but I'm doing the regular outro, I guess, or whatever. But still, is what it is. Hope you've enjoyed and hope you'll join me again in another one.